It was a rainy evening when Emily Thompson arrived at the old Silverpine Heights apartment complex. The wind whistled between the cracked walls and rusted railings, carrying with it stories long buried under layers of time. Silverpine Heights was not her first choice for a new home, but the rent was cheap, and after her recent divorce, cheap was the only thing she could afford. She dragged her suitcase up the creaking stairs to apartment 4B, an old unit at the far end of the corridor. The hallway smelled of mold and faint bleach, as if someone was trying hard to hide the past but failing miserably. Emily noticed a flickering light above apartment 4A, the door next to hers. Oddly, it was padlocked from the outside. The wood was chipped and bruised, as if someone had violently attempted to break in or out. Strange, she thought. As she fumbled with her keys, an old woman appeared at the end of the corridor. Her gray hair was tied in a bun, and she leaned heavily on a cane. "You must be the new tenant in 4B, the woman said in a cracked voice. "I'm Mrs. Cartwright. I live down in 3C. Watch yourself here, girl. Some doors are better left unopened." Emily forced a polite smile. "Thanks for the advice, Mrs. Cartwright. I'll keep that in mind." Mrs. Cartwright pointed a trembling finger at apartment 4A. "That place has been locked for 20 years.
No one goes in.
No one comes out. And if you hear noises at night, just ignore them." With that, she shuffled away, muttering to herself. Inside 4B, the apartment was surprisingly clean, though the air was thick with the scent of dust and disuse. Emily set her bags down and glanced at the wall she shared with 4A. There was something unsettling about knowing no one lived on the other side, and yet it didn't feel empty. That night, as the rain battered the windows and thunder cracked above, Emily lay in bed, struggling to sleep. At exactly 2:15 a.m., a faint tapping sound began. She sat up, heart pounding.
Tap, tap, tap.
It was coming from the wall that adjoined 4A. "Just pipes," she whispered to herself. "Old buildings make noise." But the tapping grew louder, turning into a slow, dragging scratch, like fingernails clawing gently against wood. Emily pressed her ear to the wall. Silence. And then a whisper. "Help me." She gasped and backed away. Grabbing her phone, she called the building manager, Mr. Holloway. "It's 2 a.m., Emily," came the groggy voice. "What is it?" "There's someone in 4A, she insisted. "I heard," whispering, "asking for help." A pause. Then laughter. "4 A's been locked since the Carter family disappeared 20 years ago. No one's there. You probably heard the wind or the pipes. Go back to sleep." He hung up, but Emily didn't sleep. She sat awake, staring at the cracked wall, wondering who, or what, was trying to speak to her. The next morning, curiosity got the better of her. Emily went downstairs and knocked on Mrs. Cartwright's door. "Come in, child," the old woman said, as if expecting her. "Tell me about 4A, Emily demanded. "What happened there?" Mrs. Cartwright sighed deeply and gestured to an old photo album. "The Carters moved into 4A in 1985. Nice family. Mother, father, 2 kids. But strange things happened. Footsteps in the halls, voices at night. Mr. Carter went mad. One day, they all vanished. No trace, no bodies, no goodbye. The police sealed the apartment, but the noises never stopped." Emily shivered. "Why didn't anyone break in?" "They tried," Mrs. Cartwright whispered. "But the locks, they won't break. It's like the door wants to stay shut, like it's holding something inside." That night, the tapping returned. And this time, there was more. Soft sobbing. Emily couldn't take it anymore. She grabbed a flashlight and crept into the hallway. The door to 4A stood like a silent sentinel. She reached out and touched the rusted lock. Suddenly, the hallway lights went out. A cold hand grasped her wrist. "Please help me," a voice rasped in the darkness. Emily screamed and turned to run, but Mrs. Cartwright stood behind her, holding an old, rusty key. "You want answers? Here," she said, shoving the key into Emily's shaking hand. "But beware, child. Some doors must remain closed forever." Against all reason, Emily unlocked the padlock. The door creaked open with a long, mournful groan. Inside, the apartment was frozen in time. Furniture covered in white sheets. Toys scattered on the floor. A child's drawing hung crooked on the wall, a stick family with smiling faces. But the faces were scratched out. Suddenly, the air grew thick. Whispers filled the room, circling Emily like a storm. "Help us, free us." She turned and saw them. The Carters. But not as they once were. Pale, hollow-eyed, shadows of their former selves. Trapped between worlds. Emily backed away, heart racing. "You can free us," the mother ghost said softly. "You must finish what he started."
Who?
Emily whispered. "Mr. Carter." The father's ghost groaned. "He tried to save us, but failed. Our souls are bound here, by the dark." Emily turned to leave, but the door slammed shut. The room grew cold as ice. The whispers turned to screams. "Free us." She saw a small, locked chest on the floor. The key in her hand fit perfectly. Inside was a faded journal, Mr. Carter's diary. The final entry read, "The darkness feeds on fear. Only courage can break the seal. To free us, you must face it or be trapped forever." The walls trembled. Shadows rose. Emily stood her ground. "No more fear," she whispered, throwing the journal into the fireplace. As the pages burned, the shadows screamed, then faded into dust. The cold lifted. The door creaked open. The Carter stood before her, smiling, finally free. "Thank you," the mother whispered as they vanished into light. The hallway returned to silence. Emily staggered out, heart pounding. Mrs. Cartwright waited. "You did it, child. They are free." Emily looked back at 4A. The door was gone. Only a blank wall remained.